F8, F9, F8, FF, double F. That is his name.
Koolu. People are talking about failure. Just yesterday, Peter Obi was he was a guest, a special guest, by the way, one of their media houses, one of these new trending media houses in Nigeria, News Central, and he was asked, varieties of questions. Among them is the decision that Tinubu has taken. Some of them, all of them that have backfired. So it was asked, what would you do differently if it was you? So I'm going to take you back to Lagos now. Okay? So away from all other stuff. And I don't think we're going to be taking calls tonight. I still have loads of stuff to share with you. And I promise you 20 minutes is not going to be enough for me. And I'm not going to do any carryover tonight again. I'm so sorry. I think I should be working on my storylines and all that. I tend to have so much to share within a short time, and it seems that it's not always enough. So you're going to pardon me or indulge me this evening, okay? I'm going to make it worth it for you. Peter Obi, what would you do differently? Like, they are asking people to, it's like austerity measure now, austerity period. Things are tough. People should know that you have a reformer, Tinubu, inter-reformer, a day. That's Tinubu, Mr. Reformer. Shege reformer. Could reform anything, no? They are reforming your lives to suit the perfect conditioning that they want, put you where they want you to be, like this family.
They increase fuel. Now, it's also fuel that they increase for this country. Transport not a problem. See my children now. They come from Warri to Lagos because of fuel problem. I suppose go Warri, go carry them come. Or somebody where big, go follow them come. But the transport too much. I have to put them for transport. If not, be say I go for red, tested and trusted. They have to wear big pikin. These two should my children now. They will beat them from Warri to Lagos because transport too much. Only one of this one at 24,000. 24,000. That means if I won't go carry them now, I will pay 24 go, 24 come back, 24 for this one, 24 for this one. You want kill us? Last year from Warri to Lagos is 10,000. Apart from my children, they see we be other children where small parcel. Just because the parents don't pay the transport, join the children. Very soon as school resume and when they will be children, they go school.
They will build them all. Baba, now the situation where we not be that now. Tinubu said everybody should endure. Tighten your seat, tighten your not seat belt, tighten your belt. Okay? If your shokoto, don't they lose. Maybe say no size you again. Now no be say me you go buy another shokoto. Go find rope. If you don't get belt, find rope, tie your belt. Because this is just the beginning. No, sorry. This is just the beginning.
Fellow Nigerians, this is just the beginning.
This is just the beginning. So what would Obi do differently? What would you do differently, Mister? As part of his interview, which is so exclusive, right? I got this. Let's share this. Peter Obi. They say people should endure while they are feasting. You are watching them. Spending billions on travels, billions on jets, billions on houses, billions of food. Baba, Aso Rock Villa, Aso Rock Health Clinic, or Aso Rock Clinic got 21 billion naira, right? National Hospital Abuja got 2 billion naira. Which one gets more traffic? The Aso Rock Clinic or National Hospital Abuja? Obi?
In 2005 had a GDP of over.
He said something. He said, Tinubu is just a do go. with una life. I like that.
Nigeria in 2005 had a GDP of over nearly 500 billion with per capita of over 2,500. Today, our per capita is just about a little bit over 1,000.
Okay.
That is the crisis you face. And we have tripled our debts. That means the money we borrowed were all either swallowed by snakes, pythons, tortoise, monkey, all sorts of things. That's why we are now in this new song of go, where people put the money, the elephants even follow that ate the money because the man goes to parties.
Okay.
So it's a crisis situation.
Okay, the go one really got me. Okay, I will take a short break, Mr. Peter Obi. It's great to have you here. We'll take a short break, then we'll go on the home run. We're still having here on News Central exclusive Mr. Peter Obi as our guest. The removal has stirred significant public debate. What would you have done differently? Because I remember you did say that from day one, you say subsidy is gone. What would you have done differently?
I didn't say from day one. I said I would remove subsidy.
You remove it. Okay.
You know, I didn't say from day one, and I wouldn't have done it
from day
just
one.
Ordinary announcement.
Okay.
I said, go and read my manifesto. I have to first remove the criminality associated with the subsidy. Because the criminality was over 50% of the subsidy. And then after removing it, we would have been able to present a detailed cost to Nigeria and replacing it with an alternative. What happens here is that people are ready to sacrifice.
And they're sacrificing
No,
now.
but you can't ask people to fast when you're feasting. Everybody has to fast at the same time. So you cannot be in a party, enjoying yourself in picnic and everything, going around with new jets and yachts and everything at the expense of the public. That is not leadership.
Are you claiming that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not giving leadership to Nigeria today?
Well, I said you can't buy New York, you can't buy yachts. You can't be renovating houses of vice president. Where did Osibanjo live? People can live in their houses and govern Nigeria. Where did they live? When I had no place to live in Oka as a governor, I asked them, don't we have any other government house? They said there's a small 3-bedroom house in Onitsha. I went to live in Onitsha. I was living in Onitsha for the 1 year. Ask anybody in Anambra State. I lived in Onitsha. Onitsha is 30 minutes until we're able to build a new. And where we built and maintain it, when I was governor, throughout the year I was governor, I lived in a 3-bedroom house. Because Downing Street, where the British Prime Minister lives, is 4 rooms. 4 rooms. For an economy that is 10 times our economy, more than. Per capita in the UK is about $40,000. Per capita in Nigeria is not up to 5% of that.
So if I were to put you on the top of a roof to say, scream to Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, what would you be saying to him about the idea of Nigerians saying the presidency is living large? What would you be saying to him?
Please, cut the cost drastically. There's too much waste. Why would we have Asoro Clinic being built for 22 billion naira when your national clinic, your #1 hospital, have less than 2 billion? It takes from Asoro to national clinic can be more than 5 kilometers. So why the clinic? When Trump had problem, they didn't take him to White House clinic. They took him to the military hospital where every other person, when Boris Johnson had COVID, they took him to hospital. Me and you can go. It's hospital. Why are we always doing what is wrong?
Okay.
He's just hospital and he has ambulance all over the place. Even when he's moving, couldn't governors, they move with ambulance, with other programs. So if anything happened, the ambulance will take him to the National Hospital.
Yeah, excellent.
It should actually be there.
Yeah.
Obi. So he had this exclusive interview there yesterday. It was an interesting one. Okay, I watched part of it, and I kind of caught some of them. I think I could share with us here, right? Even though you will listen, when you listen to the Abobakus, the Ronukus, the Ronu bastards, they will tell you what would Obi do? Can you Obi says talk saying go remove subsidy? Dafties, bunch of low life dafties. Tifnumbu had no plan, no nothing. When they just came out and told you subsidy was gone, and they clapped for him. Those who clapped for him are no longer clapping. Those who laughed, they were no longer laughing. They are no longer laughing. They are so mad right now that people are asking them, what exactly was Tifnumbu said? What was Tifnumbu thinking when he opened his mouth and told you subsidy was gone? Even in the UK, one of the richest countries in the world, richest economies in the world, we still get subsidy for here. We have subsidy on healthcare, subsidy on electricity, energy, subsidy on food, subsidy on a lot of things. An average pensioner in this country, do you know that in the UK, right, the pensioners, they say 23% of UK pensioners, they are multimillionaires in pounds sterling, not because they get the cash. You work for 30 years, 40 years. You build EQT. Somehow, you are now in your 70s. There should be something that, the system possibly saved for you. That thing is what you should live on for the rest of your life, I think, right? But in Nigeria, what you have is the collection of criminals who have no real plan for you. No plan. Then they will turn around and tell you, God go do am. When you see, Nigerian politicians and when they move about, right? They move about with a convoy of latest imported cars. They have ambulances in their convoy. Can you believe that? Yet the same people will get ambulances when they move with them, right? They have no hospital that they have built that they will use themselves. They won't use them. And if you ever get to any of their hospitals or clinics, you will never see ambulances there per se. If you see any, they are not working. But a lot of you probably just don't see that when they tell you to sacrifice, they have to be sacrificing too. That's how the world works. Like, these guys are supposed to be people who are not poor. Some of them have looted you to the point that they have 10, 20, 30 properties, houses. Yet when they come to this same political power, they will tell you they are not poor. So therefore they need to live large. Come on. It is so strange that you have rich people in poor countries and you still don't know why or how. The rich people in poor countries, how they come by that. How is that even possible? It is because they are stealing what should have been the commonwealth of everyone. That's what they have done. So somebody said, at this rate, if Obi and his obedience are to be taken serious, it is ideal for them to go and start their own political party then, where you have everybody that actually really believes in you, come together and take political power. Not try to want to get to political power through the already compromised people whose only important, the most important thing to them is what they can steal from the public, not what they can give to the public. But here is someone who said that too. You should go and start your own party.
Well, I was hearing about it early this evening, and I was just wondering, because at least since last year, the obedient movement has been an integral part of the Labour Party. Of course, as Tanko explained, you cannot contest election under current laws in Nigeria unless you belong to a political party. But there has been a lot of crisis in the Labour Party.
I think we should actually first hear from the person who is the national coordinator of the obedience. At least you know Tanko now. Tanko is not Tanko technicality. This one is a Tanko Junior. No, this one is just Tanko. Tanko obedience. It's a known face, right? So the guy was talking about the challenges of the obedience, as well as what seems to be a blessing, also seems to be a burden. Those who witnessed the obedient wave in Nigeria last year, a lot of people were caught unaware, including myself. I was one of those who got really, really surprised with your achievement, even though some of these Sabo Bakus and the rest of them who told you that the brainless Koolu, the man they said that intelligence on how to fix your contraption. Now, a lot of them are now screaming, a being power. But to save themselves from that kind of embarrassment or the disgrace or the outbreak they are experiencing, the disappointment, they are asking you, what will be good, do different? Just like that. However, the obedient and all of you who crave for good governance, as you say, you cannot crave for good governance in a corrupt system. It's not just possible. And that's why a lot of us are asking that you should rather join hands. Even if you still think you can make something work, join hands and help us destroy the establishment that will continue to pop up criminals over you. So Tanko had this to say. I will hear Tanko first before the other guy, okay? Yeah.
Well, let me give you an example of the PDM. The PDM was an organization like a movement too in that similar regard, but it was done by the former Chief of Staff, Musa Yaradua in particular. The idea was to have a collective belief and a set of belief that everybody within that circle believe in. So you move those particulars to anywhere you want to go. In case if you go into a Labour Party or any political party whatsoever, you should be able to exemplify and espouse that you believe in within the circle and change even the negative narrative that is therein. So the target is that we want to know how many we are. We want to know our capacity to speak to issue. We want to know how we can change the narrative. In civil society, there's a word we use to believe and say, stop antagonizing, be more organizing. So there's a lot of accusation at that time that came in that we are not structured, we are just being stubborn, we just accuse them. Okay, we're taking your advice. Now we are structuring ourselves. We want to know the kind of person that you are, even if you belong to us. Then we will be able to say, this is one of us, and he's going to champion our cause. So therefore, most of the candidates that we may have in the future may come from the obedient movement to give ownership, and so that you can't go into a river when you know you can't swim. So you must prepare to know how to drown. So and you get drowned. So in this case, what we are trying to do is that ensure that we have all of our propellers ready, we all have our engine, all of them ready, so that when it's time to fly, we fly with a lot of determination and consensiveness.
Indeed. So you talked about antagonizing and providing solutions, rather. So I want you to respond to what Mr. Felix Smoker said, because he did say your leader, Peter Obi, is dubious intellectually when he responds to the issues of the day in criticizing the government of the day. Of course, you listened to him. You heard what he had to say.
I did, and it's very, very appalling and unbelievable. We're all Nigerians. I'm sure, even in his own home, you know how much a bag of rice costs. Was Peter Obi the one that made that particular prices? Obviously not. We also know that how can you, as a government, say you increase the salary of the civil servant, the next few days, which the money up to now has not reached the pocket of the civil servant.
It hasn't been paid.
Who is lying? Who on this earth is lying? Mr. Peter Obi, all they are the one lying. They are the one deceiving the people and manipulating the shit. Look, I'm just coming from Benin, from Delta State. The road from Benin, out of Benin, on your way to Enugu or any other eastern state, is still as dangerously bad. But yet you are budgeting money. You want to build a road from Calabar to Lagos. Not that there's something wrong with it, but the fact is that the priority at the moment? Obviously, no. Some few days ago, Nigerians were being killed like chickens in Zamfara State, Katsina and the rest of them. Was it statement made, or was it Peter Obi that was the banditry that went into Zamfara bush? Obviously, no. And these are things that even the bandits are coming out to say that it is the government that is sponsoring them. They didn't say any other person. Now, you're talking about the school fees of Nigerians. Students are going back to school today, maybe in a few days now. Many people cannot pay. They cannot take care of it. Is that the issue of Nigeria in Peter Obi?
Okay.
So, in a nutshell, you cannot look at Nigerians and insult them in this level of magnitude and think probably you are just doing your...
It's all right. Tanko, you've done your bit, right? But let's go back to that the other loudmouth. Okay, the one that is challenging the obedience. That if you think you have all it takes, why don't you just do it this way? I had that one too.
Well, I was hearing about it early this evening, and I was just wondering, because at least